Great. Can you also send the link, please? In my Thank you. All right, market open. Coming into today, I do want to see price. I wanted to see higher, but it does seem like price is starting to pull back. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we get a little AMD and start moving higher. If not, we adjust. Strong move down at open. Very strong move down at open. NQ much weaker than ES, it seems. NQ just took out that low. SMT at these lows here. It's a crazy move down right at open. I don't think anyone was expecting that. That is crazy. Wow, we are just tanking. Almost a 100-point move right at open. SMT is still holding as of right now. Wait. Seems like NQ wants to reach for these Asia lows. We're heading for them right now, very aggressively as well. There's no retraces, so not a trade that you can really get in on unless you entered off this 1-minute gap inversion down into these lows to Asia. Not the best trade if you ask me. We edge those lows. We tap midnight opening price. Want to see us retrace and potentially give us an entry down into those Asia lows. We tapped that 1-minute gap there. Probably going to go take it out right here. I'm not taking this. I do trade continuations, but there's just not enough of a retrace. And Asia lows booked. If you wanted to take this short, you could have taken something like this. It's a super small move, and it's just the risk to reward is just not. It's not worth it. Everyone else, I think Caitlin is coming on. She's just having a little trouble with her computer. So okay, so today we could clearly see that NQ is the weaker pair. We have S&T at Asia lows, right? Now, whether or not we want to come back and revisit them on ES and NQ, that is another question. After that strong displacement, one would probably assume that we are going to be bearish for today unless price proves me that we want higher. But as of right now, it's like after we flip that, I mean, we just invalidated all this bullish structure, right? We just invalidated all of that. It's like now we look like we're probably heading for potentially lower if this S&T does not hold. The S&T holds, it's a whole different story. And then we could look for higher if we start creating bullish market structure again. Coming into open, I did want to see higher. I wasn't expecting to see a sell-off like that. But, you know, obviously it's okay to be wrong. If you're not confident in something, then you simply don't trade it, right? So that's what happened. I did not take a trade on that. As you can see, we have a huge divergence right now. Like, look how much stronger ES is. Like, at this point, like, I'm really hoping that ES may come and take out like New York AM high or something like that, and then we cause an S&T to then, you know, try and take a short. Like, even like, damn, that low already got taken out, but it's like these look pretty, you know, obvious if you ask me. At least if we get a strong close. Let's get rid of this. Looks like, yeah, look at the divergence here. ES has basically bought that all the way back up, and NQ is not. So ES just tapped into a 5-minute gap. I want to see it reject here and potential lower because we left equal lows. Even though there is SMT, we did leave pretty equal lows. And we have SMT at the highs now. Okay, so this is the last minute on this 5-minute candle. I want to see what happens. Looks like we are rejecting the gap. On ES. I want to see what this candle closes at. We're at midnight opening price right now. As of right now, we are rejecting it. So we will see if price wants to deliver us lower off of that. If ES starts to become weak here, then we should definitely see it. All right, there's a strong push lower initially. I want to see delivery down into 629 area now. So we're at previous day closing price right here. I want to see if we continue to flush. We have a sell side target at 649.50. Obviously SMT at these lows. I want to see those lows get booked. We edge them. As of right now, still edged. Okay. Now I would like to see speed lower if we're going to get it. Down into like 629 area. We held that low, but still, I want to see aggressive selling now. ES is in a 1 minute bullish gap. I don't want to see that hold. As of right now, we are right around that sell side level and previous day closing price. I don't want to see us hold here. I want to see us start getting heavy if we are going to see lower prices. Few sell side targets below. We need ES to invalidate that 1 minute gap with some displacement, and we could see lower. All right. We did invalidate the gap. No, we didn't. We held technically to the tick. At this point, my stop is at break even. Unfortunately, it's right in this 1 minute gap. And I don't like that because there's a very strong chance that we retrace into that and then continue lower, unfortunately. As you can see, we are retracing now, and it's probably going to end up break evening me, which I don't like, and I do think we still continue lower. All right. That was a strong reaction there. Off previous day close, we rejected. I want to see us make another leg down now. I want to see ES get very weak and then NQ follow with some speed. We should see it here if we want it. Otherwise, we're probably going to retrace into that gap if it doesn't start going now. ES looks like it's getting weaker. All right. Push down, strong push down, trailing my stop. I want to see us come to at least 629.50. I want to see speed. I don't want to see us mess around like we're bouncing back up here a little bit. It's not what I want to see. I want to see us just fall aggressively. ES is coming down for those lows. And it looks like we're going to hold. Hopefully we just don't retrace back into that gap. I want to see us just continue to fall, continue displaying weakness. Don't want to see a stall. Of course it'll probably do it, right? They ain't going to let it be that easy. And that's crazy. It's going to come back and stop me at a break even, but I still like the draw. I mean, I do want lower. Like those draws lower are just so close. I just don't think that we won't get them, especially how ES is left basically equal lows. If it comes to break even me, that's just unfortunate. But I still am confident in this draw. I want to see us push lower now. Otherwise, I don't think we get it at all before I get stopped out at least. I did partial sum. Very small amount, but that's not what we're here for. We're looking for those sell side targets to be delivered. First 629.50, 619.75, and then possibly 607.25. I want to see a push lower here aggressively. Come on. All right, here we go. Coming into that low. Let's see what happens. Oh, wow. Oh, my. All right. All my orders got filled, and I am done for the day. Wow. All right. That was an absolute banger. I don't know who caught that with me, but I just held your hand through that entire thing. So that was a banger short. Let's go. Did anybody catch that with me? Anybody? Somebody, please. There's no way that no one caught that with me. That'd be depressing. Let's go. Let's go. We got a 50-point candle. Right as I was saying, we need to get some speed here, and that's what I wanted to see. We get a 50-point candle. There we go. We'd love to see it. All sell side targets taken out right at once, right? 1, 2, 3. On ES since 892. Fire. Honestly, that's what it was. You just had to wait for the you really just had to wait for the divergence to play out, right? As you could see here, let me explain this for everybody. Let me just break down the trade real quick. Obviously, at open, we get a strong 5-minute candle, right? Obviously, we take out Asia lows, we put in an SMT. If we did not put in equal lows here, I would not have wanted to just short. You know, like I needed to see some sort of confirmation for us. Not shorting the low of day, especially falling 100 points in the first 2 minutes. I mean, listen, bro, that's fine. Like I trade continuations. That's my strategy. If you look here on the 5-minute time frame, I had stacked lows. We had equal lows on the 5-minute here. Then we had low, low, low. Bunch of lows, right? And on top of that, it's like if you look, we invalidate bullish structure like right away at open. You know, like you're invalidating bullish structure. At this point, what is this telling us? This is telling us that the market wants lower. Realistically, we could keep drawing into, you know, lower. And on a higher time frame, it's like, okay, like where are we in, like, look at this. This is just this week. Like we were up 600 points. So we're obviously going to need a retrace. So, and we also have basically got no pullbacks into this range. So it's like, all right, let me pull this out. Like, we probably want to seek out equilibrium. And isn't it just crazy how equilibrium aligns perfectly with the new week opening gap? Like, when shit just lines up like that, a lot of times it's for a reason. Like, the markets are engineered and they're, like, that's how it plays out. That's more confluence, that's higher conviction, everything. Okay. So I wanted to see some sort of a retrace. We are overextended a little bit, right? We do have S&T in a daily time frame too. I don't know if any of you spotted this, but as you can see on this daily time frame right here, like this Wednesday, November 5th high on ES right here is taken out by a lot. And on NQ, we did not take this out. This is a clear daily S&T, right? Coming into open, I wanted higher prices. And like that's, I was wrong about that. But that's the one thing about trading is like you cannot marry your bias. You don't want to marry a bias. You need to be, open-minded and be willing to take like either side. And that's how you stay successful in trading. That's how you survive long term. Okay. So as you can see right here, we get strong dump as ES is retracing, right? What is NQ doing? It is not even retracing. So what is this telling me? This is a sign of weakness. You have to take what the market's giving you and, use it to your advantage. It's not about trying to predict everything that's going on. You don't want to predict. You want to react to what the market is giving you. And it's showing weakness. Okay, then we get a strong close here, right? We get this close. And as we're getting this close, I'm realizing that this SMT has been made, right? ES swept out New York AM highs. NQ didn't even come close. It tapped into a 1 minute gap and reacted lower. We're rejecting midnight opening price, which is a key level. Get the strong close, and then we take it down into the sell side targets. And just a continuation trade, like I don't know, maybe we go lower into like 500, very well could. I mean, look at this. Like there's just lows. There's just a ton of lows that eventually are going to have to be taken out, and we get this strong displacement and push lower. Itself, I want. Yeah. So that 1 minute gap tab wasn't my. I know what you're saying. So it all is like. It's all discretionary. Like for me personally, it was like I wasn't waiting for, let's say, something specific, like a 5 minute gap tap, or, like I'm not waiting for something like that. I'm just playing discretionary. So like, as you could see here, I told you what I was watching. We had a 5 minute gap tap on ES. We engineered the lows. We put in an SMT, yes, but we engineered equal lows. We put in the equal lows. We retrace into this 5 minute gap. And I said, I want to see us reject. And at this high, we put in a SMT. And as we're doing that, we close below this 1 hour balanced price range that I have marked out from here. This has been, a good, like, look at this rejection. Like when we get above it, we get a little push higher, then we get above, push lower, then get above it, push higher. Like this right now is kind of like, a nice support and resistance, I guess, if you want to call it that, for price. So after on the 5 minute, we get that and we reject all 50% of that perfectly when we close right outside of it and we reject midnight opening price with the confluences that ES has given us with the 5 minute gap SMT at the highs, and we get a displacement candle lower. I, at that point, want to see lower prices, and I want to see just a simple continuation down into the stacked lows that I had. So that's basically all it was. We were like, if you think about it, that wasn't even that crazy of a dump because ES is still green on the day and NQ is down 30 points. That can happen in one candle. As you could see, we had a 51-point candle. So it was a 1 minute S15 decent close below. I would have taken that all day if we didn't fall that heavy with W. Sell a trade. Thanks. I was just trying to explain my analysis on why I took it. And my trading is discretionary for the most part. Or, well, it is. I just trade continuations and discretion. So, yeah. If you guys have any questions about the trade, like that's okay. But I'm probably going to stay on the charts for a little bit longer. I mean, I'm not just going to. I'm going to see what price gives us. I'm probably not going to take another trade, to be honest, but I do have some funded next evals that I do want to pass. Thanks, Banana. Spirit. What did I enter with? I'm not sure if you were just in here and heard my explanation, but basically extreme weakness, willingness to want to go lower off open. ES made relative equal lows, 5-minute gap tap while leaving these lows. SMT at near game highs. We had this at 9:30. Then SMT there, displacement, willingness to go lower, obvious, weakness in NQ, then just short. And to be honest, I think we do keep going lower at this point. Like NQ looks weak. Maybe we tap into this 15-minute gap. Like I probably could have held a runner, but it is what it is. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be greedy. That was a great move. Yeah. What would I ever transition from discretionary scalping to a coded system? Probably not, because this is the problem. This is the one problem with like a bot or like automated trading is it doesn't have human discretion, and that discretion is, for the most part, is what makes you profitable in trading, right? So, for example, we could take me. We could take me, and then we could take somebody that has never like traded before. Let's say I take one of my friends. Who's never traded before, and I'm like, okay, here's my model. I teach them my model. I teach them exactly how I trade. I teach them liquidity, all this stuff, right? I give them time, right? And then they start taking every single like continuation setup that like mechanically looks good. Like, but it's like if you're going to try and take a continuation setup into like a higher time frame gap, and you're fighting the, like if you're like yesterday, if you were, or 2 days ago, if you were longing into like the 1 hour huge bearish gap, like it could reverse at any time. You don't know when. And also that's why I strayed away from reversals, because at the end of the day, it's like nobody truly knows when it's going to reverse. Like that's the difference. Like there's no point of trying to predict it. Like, yes, you react to what market gives you and everything like that. I understand it for sure, but it's just it's just lower probability, right? So if you look at the people who have a very high win rate in like the trading space, they almost all trade continuations. And I personally just feel like it's like less stressful, because like if it reverses on you, cool, it reverses on you. But you can even take a bad trade, and like as long as you have the proper draw and like decent, like risk management and stop loss placement, like you could still like make money. Like that's the beauty of it. Like, and that's true. Yeah, at this point, it seems like we will go tap that 15-minute gap. So yeah, discretion is what long term will keep you profitable, because the markets are always evolving, always changing, and it's your responsibility as a trader to kind of be able to adapt to market conditions. Like if you can't adapt and evolve in life, in trading, like you're going to get left in the dust, you're going to get left behind. So it's crazy. It was done working at like what time did that trade hit TP at? 9:46 a.m. I'm done trading for the day. It's like that's the freedom that comes with trading. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like I could have done this from anywhere realistically. I could have been in another country. I could have been, do like on my phone, like realistically. Like That's the crazy thing about trading, is just like the freedom that comes with it is just, that's it. That's what I trade for. And to be honest, like, as nice as it is, like sometimes it's like, I don't know, it does get lonely, but like I wouldn't trade it for the world. Yeah, it gives you time to enjoy life. But it's like my problems day to day a lot of times are like, what am I going to do today? Like, that's a problem that a lot of people would want to have. So I wouldn't trade it for the world. But sometimes sometimes it does get frustrating, especially if you don't have like trader friends. So, but once again, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Take a video real quick. So I'm just watching what the markets want to do from here. It just seems like you might just get a retrace and then move lower if draws are lower. The 15-minute gap still hasn't been tapped, so watching out for that. Sorry. If emotion and discretion are key, why is every top fund move towards algorithmic and quant execution? Because they're trading like it's a whole different style of trading. Like, it's just because they could just automate it, and obviously they're gonna think that they could do better. And like the thing is they don't think like traders are profitable. Like, they don't think day trading is profitable. Like, none of them think it. But it's like, how are you going to go tell somebody who's been trading for like 11 years, 12 years and consistently makes money? That's the thing, is like, you can't teach discretion. You know, like there is no strategy out there, I guess, that is like, oh my God, you're going to just, if you take every single setup that ever comes about, it's like, you're not going to be profitable. More than likely, you're not going to be profitable long term, and that's why like the hedge funds and the quants and everything, like that's why they move to that rather than, if it's like they don't know what your discretion is. You could tell them, but like they may not understand it. They may not see it. They may not get it. You know, like imagine, this is the thing. It's like, imagine going to tell a quant, yeah, I trade ICT concepts. They're going to be like, who? What? Like, and at the end of the day, it's not like it's just like that's not a thing to them. Um, but it's like the discretion. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are you going to tell someone? Because I know people that like one of my friends who trades continuations for like, I don't know. I think it was like 2.5 months straight where he didn't even lose a single trade. So how are you going to tell him like his discretion's not key? You know, and his discretion's not profitable. So If price action is the edge, then why do most profitable firms code it instead of trading it manually? It's just a whole different type of trading. Like they're not trading like the same way we are at all. Previous day low and daily gap. I didn't even have previous day low marked out, to be honest, because I didn't think we were going to even get close to it. Yeah, we still didn't. But I mean, we swept previous day high clearly, and we could be going for previous day low, but it's still not like still pretty far away, right? I know ES is not even like remotely close. I don't know why this chart looks like that. I know ES is not even close. We tapped into this 5-minute gap on ES now, and in Q, like we could potentially see lower into the 15-minute gap, and then maybe previous day low at 478.50. If we're supposed to evolve and adapt and billion-dollar firms evolved into quanta, shouldn't that be the logical step for us too, even if we're profitable price action? I mean, like I keep saying, it's just like it's a whole different style of trading. Like, I mean, the only reason I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure like the average like quant or like hedge fund does what? What do they make? Like percentage wise, it's like they make I think a good year is like 10 to 12%, right? So it's like the only reason why it's like that's good, in my opinion, it's like not that it's good, it's just like they're just trading with so much money, like so like billions and billions of dollars and hundreds of millions. So it's like that's all they need to make, and it's okay. If you took an account, right? Most people and most traders, especially trading prop firms, don't have access to, a large amount of funds. Um, it's like, okay, cool. You want to even let's just say you want to take 20K and throw it into a live account or whatever, um, and just use like one of their coding, like like you start trading how they trade, right? It's what are you going to make on that? Let's say you make 10%. Like realistically, you're making what? I don't know, $2,000, right? Let's say you even make 20%, which blows out almost every hedge fund and quant. It's like, okay, you made 4K. Like it's like in a year. So it's like, okay, that's good if you're trading super large amounts of money, but it's like you're trading your 20K. Um, that's not going to cut it for you when you could just trade this way with prop firms and leverage prop firms and copy trade and you know the real question is, what does one do today? Thanks for sharing. Of course, bro. I'm not kidding. I don't know what it is. It always sounds like there's somebody in my house. Like, but I live alone. Maybe I got people in the walls. Because that's what it sounds like. And that shit's creepy, bro. Always checking my back. And I'm actually very surprised we didn't book this low. I mean, this 15-minute gap. Made equal lows on a 30-minute time frame, I believe. Not that I use it that often, but 56150, yeah, we have equal lows there too on a right into a 30-minute gap. We did hold the 1 hour gap though. Technically we did hold it. And on ES, we wicked into this. I think this is a very small 1 hour gap right here. Very small, yes. And this volume imbalance right in here. And we wicked it and held. So it's going to be interesting what price wants to do. I mean, higher time frame structure, like, yes, this was a strong dump and it looked like, but like, price has been moving higher. Maybe it was just a retrace for us to continue. On a 4 hour, we came into, I think we respected 50% of this wick. If I had to guess. Yep. Didn't even reach 50% of the wick. So that technically is a sign of strength. All right, we're back at previous day closing price on NQ. Yes, looks like it's, maybe getting weaker here. So maybe we see a continuation lower now into, I believe this is also a 4 hour gap on ES. Yeah, maybe we see a continuation lower into this 4 hour gap and also that 15-minute gap on NQ. We'll see what happens here. All SMTs on the downside have been invalidated, unless I'm not seeing one. But we'll see if we want to make a continuation lower. If we start seeing displacement here out of the 15 and 5-minute gaps and rejecting a previous day closing price, we could potentially see lower. Let's see. So we have a very small inversion there potentially if this closes. We have a potential inversion here. That's a very strong close. I want to see if we get this close. Then we could potentially look for lower. Strong candle close there. We still are waiting to see this. All right, I mean, now it's like price does look like it wants lower. We are displacing. I mean, I would expect to see us deliver lower at this point. I mean, now that ES is caught up and it doesn't seem so strong anymore. This 2-minute is going to inverse. We inverse the lower one as well. Right? We got a 2-minute close there as well. 3-minute. We are definitely going to inverse that. We inversed on this 1-minute gap as well. We do have 1-minute SMT now at these lows. It's just a matter of like, does NQ want to play catch up now and kind of get heavy and send us down into that 15-minute gap, or is this SMT going to hold? Let's see. I would want to see us flush lower. I want that gap. Like that's what I really think should be hit. I mean, if you look at the 5 minute as well, it's like straight nasty rejection off like 5 minute. Just like that does look weak. I do want to see us continue lower and maybe even go and get previous day low. I mean, that might be a little crazy, but I wouldn't say it's out of the picture with how much we're displacing lower. I want to see NQ play catch up now. I would want to see speed lower. Would be pretty cool if we got another candle like we had before where we just absolutely flushed it 50 points in one candle. SMT is still valid. I don't want to see ES hold previous day closing price. I want to see a close below, preferably a strong close below. I want to see some volume. Don't want to see it dilly-dallying like it kind of is right now. I want it to be convincing that we want to go lower. Once again, if you look at the 5 minute, it's like have a strong reaction of previous day closing price and that 5 minute gap on both NQ and ES. We have a 15-minute gap tap on NQ, gap SMT, because we didn't get it on ES. So you have this 1 minute gap here. I wouldn't be surprised if we retrace into this before continuing lower. Ideally, we don't revisit that and we head lower, but it is permissible. It is valid for it to. We do have SMT at the lows as well, so it's something to be wary of. Okay, we're in that gap. Okay, now it's a possibility that we see lower, or does this SMT hold? Two-minute gap tap as well. We have no lower wick on this 2 minute yet either. Let's see. And my trading view chart bugs. Nice. Is more busy? Yes. Hold. Oh, hold. I guess. Thoughts about entering off singular displacement candles. I've noticed that a lot of times it's a fake out. Can you provide like an example of what you're talking about? Like if you have anything specific, so I could kind of have a better understanding of. I would want to see price start going lower here. Invalidate the SMTs, and I mean I feel like it's kind of like we should get it now, and if we don't, we'll probably go higher for a little bit. But here we go. Want to see ES close below previous day close. Okay, it closed right at it. Not a convincing sign that we want to go lower just yet. Okay, let's see. Looks like we're getting a little weak. We should see it here. All right. Should see speed. If we want it, we should see speed. If not, it's probably going to reverse and retrace a little higher. ES is sitting right on the previous day closing price again. Want to see a close below. We got to close below. Not super strong, so still a little bit wary about what we do here, but it does look like NQ is getting weaker. We want to see this just fall out, give out, and start drawing into that 15-minute gap, and then potentially previous day low on NQ, which is at 478. All right, that was crazy. They edged that low and flipped it really quick. That was kind of wild. We have this 1 minute gap right here. Let's see, do we want to reject? Okay, so we technically held that 1 minute gap. I wouldn't say it's still out of the equation for us to go lower, but the way we're holding previous day closing price and the way that we just flipped off that low kind of with the SMT is maybe telling us it doesn't want to do it just yet. So let's see. Wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of, stop rate and then move lower here. Take out this high, push lower. ES rejecting. All right, ES candle flipped. All right. I believe there's an SMT. I don't think ES took it out. I think it made an SMT, or it made equal highs there. Three-minute gap tap as well. ES looks like it's getting weak. How long have I've been trading for? Like 5 years now. But the first, I would say, 3 were not that serious. Like it wasn't to this extent. I just was I started off trading options with a buddy of mine, one of my teammates in college, and I was kind of just signal botting him. Trading was just still very, small, and I didn't know what I was doing clearly. And then I went off on my own, joined a couple of groups, found a group that was good, started making money. Then it was like, okay, I could do this on my own. Didn't know anything about how price action moved. I literally did not. And I started getting cooked. And then I took a class with, I don't know if you guys know, you probably heard like Usman Ashraf. Him and his brother both are very big day traders, make a lot of money, and took a class, started trading like SPX, like 0 DTE, like the most volatile thing you could possibly trade. Started getting clapped there too, didn't really figure it out. And I knew I wanted to make this trading shit work. Like I was still in college. I knew I was never meant to work for somebody else. And so I kind of just locked in, moved to futures trading. Like before it got like really big, I would say that was probably about like 2.5 years ago, maybe 3. And then I kind of just started doing what I'm doing now. Yeah, I went to college. So I did go for phys ed at the time. I thought I wanted to be a gym teacher. And clearly, then I realized, then like COVID happened, and I was in my freshman year of college. So, yes, I am, I guess, kind of old. I was in my freshman year of college, and I realized like there's more to this. Do I really want to be working a phys ed job where I, you know, yes, it's nice I get the summers off, but like it's like, oh, it takes you a couple of years to get to six figures, and like six figures, like 100K realistically is like it's not that much money, especially with inflation and everything nowadays. It was like, is that really what I want to do for the rest of my life? And I always knew like I was destined to like, do something myself. I just never really knew what it was. And that's how I got into trading and started trading. And I went to school for 5 years technically because I went to a private school, like a private university, my freshman year, played lacrosse. And then after that, I hated it there. So I ended up transferring home for one semester because it was COVID. I just did it online, saved a bunch of money. Then third year, I transferred to a SUNY school upstate in New York because I am from New York. And I went there for 2.5 years. But when I transferred, they didn't take all my credits. So I was behind when all my friends graduated that I lived with for this couple of years out upstate in New York. I had one more year left technically, so I just went home and finished it online. And during that time is when I was really trying to dial in trading. So pretty adventurous journey and a lot of changing of plans, but that's what life is. Tomorrow could look completely different for you. You don't know what your life's going to look like tomorrow. You don't know what your life's going to look like next month, next week, next year. What clicked for me? Honestly, dude, I had the rockiest journey through it all. Like I was not profitable until like seriously like almost 4 years in, like 3.5. So I tried every strategy, trading, like I said, options, groups, everything, just like discords, mentorships. And at the end of the day, like all it comes down to is I would say a couple very simple things. It's just you have to understand there's no holy grail strategy. There's so many strategies out there that can work for you. It all depends on like your personality type, like if you're a patient or not, like whatever it is. Like the reason why I trade low risk to reward, high win rate systems is because I don't have the patience and like the mental capacity to be able to take 3 trades in a row that are losers and then wait and then I hit my one trade for like 5R. Like I also am not good at holding too. I'm a kind of like an impulsive and impatient person. And that's kind of why I tailored my trading system to that. You have to understand yourself. And that's why a lot of people say, like with trading, it's like trading is going to show you what you don't even know about yourself because it's just going to bring the worst out of you and the best out of you. So I would say finding the strategy that works for you. Definitely understanding basic like market structure, like definitely understanding and even advanced like market structure. Number one thing is for any single trade is just like draw on liquidity. If you don't have a draw on liquidity, you should not be trading and a higher time frame, like a good solid draw on liquidity. If you're trading without a clear draw, then you're asking to lose. You are. So that as well. And to be honest, I didn't do it for so long, and I just don't know why. I just thought I was too good, and I had too much of an ego, I guess. Like, journal, like literally journal everything, because the way it works, and if you think about it, when you're in school, they want you to write things down. Like when you're studying for an exam, you're trying to remember things, you take notes, right? So when you're trading and you take a loss, you take a win, whatever the case may be, anything, you take a break even, it doesn't matter which one it is. You journal it, you note it, like you put that in your journal. Why? Because when you write something down, you're more inclined to remember it. And when you see it and you look over your journal and realize what you did wrong, the next time the market gives you the exact same opportunity and the exact same scenario or very similar, you're going to be like, wait a minute, I've seen this before. Last time I took this, even though it looked good, and I got clapped, right? Or last time I took this and it worked out great. So then the next time it comes about, since the markets do repeat themselves, like you're going to know, like, okay, I shouldn't take this trade or I should. Like, it. And even if you don't get it right 100% of the time, you're not supposed to, right? You're not supposed to get it right 100% of the time. No one does. It just increases your profitability and your probabilities of taking a winning trade. You rule out the bad ones, and you realize which ones the good ones are. So journaling for sure. And to be honest, for me, like the number one thing I think really like helped me is getting a mentor, and kind of like, for the sense that they obviously are there to help you. They know what you've gone through because they've been through it themselves. No real trader came into trading and just started making money right away. I promise you. And if they tell you that, they're just lying, and you should probably run the other way. But anyone who's actually been in the game, you could ask Antonio, you could ask Moore, you could ask Johnny, all these big people, like they'll tell you, PJ Trades, like they'll all tell you they lost money for years before they started making money. It's just like the fact of just always trying to like evolve and adapt and just not giving up, because like everyone who's profitable now has probably been a loser. They've been in your spot before. They've just, stuck it out long enough and adapted and evolved, and now they're making money and now they're profitable. So it's good to get a mentor. Obviously, there's some people out there that are sketchy and you shouldn't uh, go to, and it's but if you get a good mentor, then it really is helpful. Like it is very helpful. Damn, this like 1 minute balance price range is like a great wall in this little area. There's 1 minute fair value gap. We're just wicking, making lower lows on ES, higher lows on NQ. Seems like a 3 drives pattern here. 1, 2, 3. That could sometimes indicate a reversal, but we'll see. I still want to see this 4-hour gap get tapped. I don't know why we wouldn't get it if it's that close. I don't think you need one. I don't think you need a mentorship for profitability, but it definitely will help. How long did it take me? Bro. I don't know. It's just like there's no like moment where it's just like, oh, I trust it now. It's just like, the thing is with trading is you just have to keep showing. You just have to be consistent, right? So if you choose a system or a style you want to trade, you just got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And like, that's the thing. It's like trading is supposed to be boring. Like if you're trading and it's not boring, you're most likely doing something wrong. Like it's not supposed to be like emotion driven. Well, like I meant in the sense, like you're not supposed to be like happy or sad. Like, it's just supposed to be, you show up to work, you do your work, you get your work done, and you move on with your day. Like that's it. Like it's just boring. It's work and it's business, and that's it. Take care of business and you move on. And a lot of people just get themselves so attached. It's because they're making trading their entire life, and like genuinely I did for so long, and I think that's also why I just wasn't making money. You just really have to detach from it. Like, you have to. And then once you realize that, it's just like whatever, it's just numbers on a screen at the end of the day, and it's just candlesticks. It's like, okay, then it's just easier. It's like, how do I just genuinely just become a better trader? All right, it seems like we're breaking lower here. ES is pushing down into the 4-hour gap. It seems we're about to tap it here. I want to see this 15-minute get tapped on NQ as well. One lesson to every new trader. If I could pick one, that's hard. I would say, as hard as it is, you need to detach yourself from the monetary aspect of trading. That is probably my number one piece of advice, because once you do that, it just changes trading. You're not focused on the money. You're just genuine. You just need to focus on, how do I become the best trader possible? How do I take the best trades every single day? How do I read what do I have to do to understand the markets? And once you understand the markets, it's like basically them telling you a story. Like, if you understand more often than not where the markets are going to go, and it's okay for you to be wrong, then when you have a great storyline, you just capitalize on it. You take advantage of it. Look at this. We tapped the 4-hour gap, and NQ's about to book that 15-minute gap, and bang. Everything hit on today. Everything hit today. Oh my gosh. I'm hitting dropping short trades, and just giving sauce at the same time. Like, it's just damn. Yeah, it's detaching yourself from the monetary aspect of trading and just becoming the best trader possible day in and day out. And it's not easy at all. I know it's not. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it will be, because it's not. But that is what will get you to your goals way stronger and quicker. I promise. And, it's just something I still struggle with as well. Like, sometimes, like, if I'm trying to scale up, I'm trying to size up, like, sometimes it's harder for me to detach from the money. And at that point, it's like, okay, you shouldn't be trading with that much size, because everyone has a number that they like starts to mentally affect them no matter what they want to tell you, right? Like, I could tell you, oh yeah, I could trade with 3 minis, and like, it doesn't bother me. The truth is, it does. If I traded with 3 micros, I wouldn't give a single shit if the trade lost. I don't care. And like, you have to find that point where it's like, you don't care if it loses. And then once you find that point, you have to get consistent. And once you're just so like, you're just dialed, it's just like boring. You're just showing up, waiting for your shit to happen. If it shows up, you're set up, and you move on with your day, and it's just on to the next. And then it's like, if it doesn't show up, then you come back the next day. It's supposed to be boring. It's not supposed to be fun. This isn't fun. This is one of the hardest things to do, but one of the most rewarding. It's one of the simplest, not easiest, but one of the simplest, but the hardest things to do. It's really crazy how much we delivered lower today. But at the end of the day, it's like on like the day, like, we really didn't move much lower. What did gold do? Wow. Well, I wanted to take this gold long. Talk about a bottom tick. Talk about a bottom tick. What delivery. I did not take this, but gold has been moving very clean. Even if like this 5-minute gap tap to like, so clean. It came back and hit my stop loss. Good. I didn't want to say it definitely will, but like I had a feeling like it was going to, because I still wanted lower, like the edge the gap. It made sense. I hope that you're good now, because now it's coming back higher. Look at the reaction here off of these gaps. That could, we'll see what happens. But all my targets were hit for today, so I'm gonna hop off here. If you don't already, follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok, my YouTube. It's all my username that you see right here. I drop a lot of psych advice. I got to be more active in my YouTube and more chart work, but I'm pretty active on TikTok and in Instagram, even though I'm pretty new to both, so I don't have that many followers, but I'm trying to grow, obviously. So I'd appreciate if you guys drop a follow, show some love on any of my posts, and I'll continue to be here dropping sauce for you guys. Hopefully I could keep helping you out, giving you whatever help you guys need. If you ever have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM, reach out. Message me on Discord too. But that being said, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.